palate that understands and appreciates wings, right? Maybe there's a little bit of heat. Maybe there's a little bit of sweet. And so I just happened to watch this guy judge a hot dish festival, and I thought, well, he'd be perfect. And so Amy called him up. Rick Gion is with us.
Gion.
Thanks for having me today. This will be a lot of fun.
Do you want a world where all you do is like food judging? Wouldn't that be a wonderful world?
I'd have no complaints about that.
Bingo, right? Okay, let me ask you, what do you like in a chicken wing?
If it's a fried version, definitely crispy skin. If they go the batter route, not too much batter or flour on it. The crispy skin is key. I mean, I like a sauce that isn't too spicy. I'll try super spicy. I know you guys were talking about flop sweat earlier.
Oh, you can't say that in here. Amy will get so mad.
Rick Gion.
Forehead sweat.
Forehead sweat.
Yeah, the kind that takes like your napkin, little bits of it stick, you know?
Yes.
Well, I would prefer not to go the super hot route. I'll try one or two of those. But yeah, I mean, I really like an Asian style sweet the ginger garlic sort of taste.
I've noticed that probably in the last 5 years, the traditional buffalo sauce on a wing kind of has taken second seat to a lot of different ones, especially the dry rubs. Now, we won't have any dry rub wings as an option today because...
Okay, why don't you guys try the wings that you have in front of you?
So plate number one is what we're going to start with.
We potentially have we have two right now. So let's just go with the two that we've got and try them out. One plate has two different kinds of wings, like two different sauces, and the other, I just put each type of wing, but I think it's the same saucy sauce. These were all deliverable because they've been delivered during our show, which is nice. So, JJ took his first bite.
Plate number one, extremely crispy on these wings, right?
Oh, which Gion's looking for.
So very, 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 very crispy. So you can tell that, like, not only are they fried, but they are fried with a little bit of love attached to them as well, which I really like.
I like that.
There are two different flavors.
It's a good description.
Right? And so I'll try a little of each. One looks like it might be a little spicier than the other. I would be surprised if Rick can't maybe identify what these wings are just by taste. And he's going for both wings. He's trying a bite of both.
Rick, can you identify what wings those are just by your first bite? Can you identify where they're from?
Not quite yet, but they're really good.
Okay. Yep. Keep rocking and rolling. Keep moving with it.
I'm thinking you can tell.
We also both tried these wings. Not dry isn't the right way, but we didn't dip them in any ranch dressing, any blue cheese. That is available to us,
right?
But it's not the thing that is defining.
Do you want some ranch dressing?
No.
Oh,
I'm saying we've got it, but neither of us are dipping.
Oh, okay.
Right
You're going straight up wing.
Yeah, straight up
just
with the wings.
Just to see what you like. Okay, I like it.
Amy and I had talked earlier about should we do this as like can you identify where they're from?
Which we're kind of doing to Gion just for funsies.
Yeah, so we are still doing that a little bit. Okay, talk about the wings on plate number one, Rick. What do you feel?
Kind of got a crunch batter. They're really, really good. I haven't had lunch yet, so this is great.
He's going into it hungry.
Friday, come on in. We'll find something to feed you with.
Well, and they have kind of an Asian twist, and I like that. A little bit of sweet soy on the second one. The first one maybe had maybe some chili. I don't know, a little heat on that one. Maybe some gochujang or something like that, or sriracha. Sorry, I got a mouthful of chicken.
Yeah, that's all right. It's live radio, so people like to hear the sound of you actually eating these. It's not like we're faking them out or anything like that.
Do they really?
They do. And because they're like, I'm hungry now myself. Okay, let's move right on to plate number two. Now, I should also note this, that on the first plate, it was 2 drummies, and on the next couple samples, it's a drummie and a flat.
Sorry.
No. There's nothing to be sorry about because I think people have very real feelings about whether they like the chicken drummies or whether they like the flats.
Is that what they're called, flats?
That's what I've always known them
I'm
to call.
learning.
Anything that you know differently?
Gion, what do you call them?
Flats, and there's a special way to eat them. You can kind of poke the bone through if you're like a professional wing person.
Right.
I've seen that a time or two, and that's pretty interesting to watch people.
I've seen it. I've never gotten it to work quite as
well
as everyone else does.
I know, like, usually you just take off, like, one bone, and then everything kind of is around the other one, right? Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's kind of a technique, and I would encourage people to just Probably
YouTube
watch
it.
something on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
See,
plate number two.
if I'm eating a traditional wing, I'm a flat girl. I didn't know that's what they called them, but drummy or flat. I go for the flat because it just feels like they have more meat on them, and it's a little bit easier to eat sometimes than the drummy. The drummy gets confusing for me.
Let me tell you something about wing number two that comes right off the bat. These taste like they were fried, but then baked with the sauce on.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
So
a fun. That's a fun
everything
technique.
else looks like it was maybe tossed in the sauce afterwards, which is just fine. But these look like they baked the sauce in, so my fingers aren't going to get saucy eating the ones from number two. These have got a little more spice to them, a little back heat, a little back kick.
They do. I'll give you a secret. When I started out doing food stuff as a cook, I started at Little Caesars in Northport when I was 15. And then I graduated to cooking at like Green Mill and Outback Steakhouse in the late 90s or whatever. But these taste like a pizza shop wing to me.
These got a pizza flavor to you, or not a flavor,
Not a pizza
but
flavor.
a fling to them.
Well, they just taste like they've been through a deck oven, pizza oven. So that's kind of where I'm at with that one. And they're not bad. It's just the skin isn't as crispy as a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Sure.
You know, that sort of thing. But they are good. And yeah, heat, vinegar, that's the kind of flavor.
I think people sometimes sleep on vinegar when it comes to the things that they've got, that they want to spice up. Like vinegar's a great acid to add in there to anything that you want to kick up the temp on.
It is. It just kind of balances everything out. So, yeah. And Frank's Red Hot, I mean, that's the standard. There's a lot of vinegar in Frank's Red Hot. So,
okay, should we go for number three?
Yeah, let's go for
do
number
it.
three.
Okay, here
Someone
we
in
go.
our text club says flats all day. That's what I say. Is there anywhere that you get chicken wings that you can just order like a drummy or all drummies or all flats? I've never seen that, but why don't people make that an option? I suppose just because it would be a logistical nightmare. But
Well, deep down, you can, if you're a restaurant, you can order drummies or flats like individually, but it costs
Oh.
more than getting, just by the pound.
Sure. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So this third one has the most heat in the sauce so far.
this one tastes like Buffalo Wild Wings to me. The first one actually tasted like Little Brother, kind of an Asian restaurant. But this one tastes like Buffalo Wild Wings to me.
Right. And Buffalo Wild Wings is a pretty standard. You get the same buffalo wing experience every time you go there.
Consistent. And they're consistently good. I have
Right.
nothing against Buffalo Wild Wings.
Me too. If I was going to order a big party platter, it's going to be from Buffalo Wild Wings because I know that they've got enough fryer space to handle that, to make them, get out there and they're ready to rock and roll.
Rick Gion, you accurately identified your chicken wings.
Yeah.
That
So,
just blows my mind.
number one was Little Brother, which, by the way, if you follow Rick's page
That
on
is
Facebook,
amazing.
there are a lot of people who say that these are the best wings in Fargo.
And I would agree with that somewhat. I like the Soul Avenue wings that Chef Ryan does, Dirty's Wings. That's his nickname. I didn't tell you that. Anyway, they're called like Dirty's Wings. And
I
they're
still call him Dirty.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I knew him when he was making pizzas at Playmakers.
Yeah, and he's just an amazing two-time James Beard semifinalist. And yeah, Soul Avenue Kitchen, their wings are amazing too. But so I was going over to Moonrise Cafe in downtown this morning to get a coffee, and then I kind of waved at the people in Little Brother, and Toon was in there. She's one of the owners and is just really cool. So I'm glad this all kind of connected today. This is
Wow,
really cool.
it did. It
Okay.
came full circle for you. So number
yeah.
one was in fact Little Brother, just as you identified. Number two was in fact a pizza shop, as you identified. It's Pizza Patrol. And number three, you accurately identified as Buffalo Wild Wings. I can't
Wow.
believe that.
We had a
How
fourth
did you get-
option as well that
That
clearly
did-
just didn't make the delivery schedule.
Nope, I actually am going to fight with them now because they did charge me, and I'm like, they're not here yet, so I will not be accepting this order, and you can refund me.
Interesting fact about the Little Brother wings. By the way, Little Brother in the old Subway location on Broadway. If you
In
haven't
downtown
tried
Fargo,
it,
yeah.
OMG,
Yep.
it's so good. But they have two types of wings, and if you order their standard wings, you can get them half and half. One is their spicier red sauce, and the other one is their garlic soy.
What other things are they featuring on the menu? Like, what is it other than known for great chicken wings, but like, what are some of the other staples of Little Brother?
How do you say bippy mop?
I always call it bebop, but it's bibimbap. I think.
Yeah.
Their beef bulgogi is great. I always get this Thai basil chicken. It's kind of the sweet heat, and I love it.
Thai basil dishes are my ultimate guilty pleasure. I love Thai basil.
It is. I mean, the food is. I gotta admit, it's out of this world. I ate there for lunch twice in 2 days, and it was well worth its time out there.
And you get a lot of it. The portions are good, and the rice is cooked the right way. And then I get kimchi on the side rather than coleslaw or whatever because I like kimchi. But yeah, it's quick and it's really good. They do a good job over there.
Okay, they say Buffalo Wild Wings, you can order all flats.
Oh, there
good,
you go.
Good tip. Someone else said you can order drums or flats for an extra charge at most places, which I didn't realize.
There you go.
That's a game changer. You can order all flats. I mean, depending on what the extra charge is, that'd be worth it.
Like, I'm a drummy guy, so I would want all drummies if I'm going to order and pay a little extra.
Or we can order together. I'll take the flats, you take the drummies.
I love that.
It takes two.
It takes two, exactly.
Okay. The Pizza Patrol wings are some of my favorite wings in Fargo, like to get ordered to my house, right? Because you can get them any time of the day, which I really appreciate. Thank you, Pizza Patrol.
Yes.
If it's 3:30 in the morning and I want wings, you are going to come through on those. And I will also say this. I think Pizza Patrol is the only place that understands how much ranch dressing they should give you as a side.
And it's runny ranch, it looks like.
It
too.
is. It's the
best.
one that coats the wing, like you don't dip it in and then there's an indentation of where your wing was.
Yeah.
But they give you a nice big side of it and not these little dinky cups.
No, that's the worst.
It is the worst. So you're like, could I get 12 sides of ranch? And then you look like you're gluttonous, but it's like, this is just equivalent to one Pizza Patrol.
You want a wide vessel to dip too, and yes.
Yes,
Rick,
a wide vessel.
Of course, this is the guy we
Of
should talk to
course.
about eating wings.
And
he understands.
It just blows my mind that you accurately identified every wing you ate. That blows my mind. By the way, Rick Gion's write-up about Nifla soup in our neck of the woods, 10 out of 10. Such a fun read.
Also, you just were telling us yesterday French onion soup was your next little taste test.
Yes, I just submitted one to the High Plains Reader last night. Many people know I've been writing for the High Plains Reader for about 3 years, and it's a lot of fun. They kind of let me do whatever I want. So a few months ago, I did a Nefla soup tour of 16 restaurants, and
Holy moly.
Yeah, I'm still trying to lose weight, and then it's a lot of starch, a lot of dumpling. And then the most recent was French onion soup. Look for that to come out, but I will tell you what the number one winner is. I'll break some news here, and Bert and Klaus at Beer and Fish Company just put a French onion soup on the menu a week ago. They've changed the recipe, tweaked it. They got number one. It's amazing. There's a triple thread of onions in it, leek, shallots, and Vidalia onions. They do it right. It's amazing.
Wow.
Oh, there you go.
3 kind of onions?
Yeah.
That is so fun.
Beef stock, sherry, white wine. It's just delicious.
What's the top of it look like?
Broiled cheese, and they do 3 kinds of cheese. I think it's Parmesan, provolone, and Swiss or Gruyere, which is traditional.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just a tip. Don't put mozzarella or cheddar or stuff like that on top of your French onion soup. It has to be a cheese that has some twang. Gruyere, Swiss, Emmental, that style of cheese. They kind of do 3 cheeses. That's cool. The one at the Rosewild at the Jasper has Parmesan on it too. That one's actually really good. But yeah, I mean, I could talk all day about French onion soup. I like it better than Nefla, but I understand the attraction with Nefla.
Oh,
And,
man.
I mean,
I
how,
love Nifla.
how many French onion soups did you have to eat?
I tried 10.
Holy moly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any
Did anyone want to get
surprises?
near you for a conversation for that month? Because holy moly.
I want to know, like, the surprises in the French onion. I mean, the winner is good tea. But, like, were there any that surprised you? Like, oh, I just came here to eat soup so I can say I ate it here, but it was surprisingly better than I thought it would be.
Well, I will tell you, Nicole's Fine Pastry and Cafe, who's another James Beard semifinalist for Best Bakery in the country. It's national. They'd have a savory side, as many know, lunches, sandwiches, soups, that sort of thing. I went in there for a French onion soup. It's amazing, and they do it right. All Gruyere cheese, toasted baguette slices, and the broth and onions are done the right way. But the kicker here is that there's no beef stock, no chicken stock. It's veggie stock.
Oh, really?
And French onion soup traditionally should have beef stock in it, but they just do an amazing job with a vegetarian version, a little white wine, a little sherry, fresh thyme. It's really, really good.
I mean, in all honesty, it's really good, and it opens it up to a whole new group of people who normally avoid that French onion soup because maybe they don't eat meat and meat products.
Yeah, and I was talking to a vegetarian friend at work the other day, and I think we're going to go there and try it out. But yeah, I mean, and they use 100% Gruyere in theirs. On top, there's a cheese crisp or cheese frico, then the baguette slices, and then underneath the melted Gruyere. It's like real deal French. The crock is French. It feels like you're in a French bistro. So yeah, Nicole's Fine Pastry, get over there.
Oh,
That's
there you
fun.
go. We didn't even ask about that in advance. We're just like, do you want to try some wings? And then we get this on top of it.
Okay, now you guys can come back and eat the rest of the wings back here, okay?
Oh, that sounds good.
Don't be shy. Let's get rid of these things. There's a very wing-heavy smell in the studio now.
It does. It does. This is what the fan should smell like, don't you think? Not KFGO?
I'm playing some Ursher for you just to get you ready for the Super Bowl going out. This is Foodie Friday. Thanks for Gion. Appreciate it. You can read all of his foodie reviews in the High Plains Reader and check out Prime Cut Meats. They are the sponsor of Foodie Friday here on KFGO.